Prophecy alert. Pope Leo attacked the very teachings of the Bible by saying this shocking statement. This proclamation is what the book of Revelation warned us, that the Antichrist will blaspheme God and set up a counterfeit system of worship, a new Tower of Babel. The power of the papacy proclaims that the Eucharist is the source of salvation, not Jesus. Welcome, dear friends, to TIBP Media. Kindly like and share this important prophecy update. On August 25, 2025, Pope Leo XIV addressed a gathering of French altar servers in the Vatican Apostolic Palace. In his remark, he extolled the importance of the Eucharist, calling it the greatest treasure, the treasure of treasures. He also emphasized that the Church has celebrated Mass Sunday after Sunday and declared that the Sunday Eucharist, the Eucharist, will save the world, the source of salvation. The Pope was not merely speaking to Roman Catholics. The Pope was not merely speaking to Roman Catholics, but all around the world. He is seeking to save the world, and in doing so, he elevated Sunday as the universal practice necessary to bring salvation to everyone. Here are three massive attacks Pope Leo proclaimed. The Eucharist comes from God.
You know that this is a particular year. It is a holy year, which takes place only once every 25 years, during which the Lord Jesus offers us a special opportunity. And the Church, from generation to generation, carefully conserves the memory of the death and resurrection of the Lord, of whom she is witness, as her most precious treasure. She preserves and transmits it by celebrating the Eucharist. She preserves and transmits it by celebrating the Eucharist.
The papacy here wants the world to believe, both Catholics and non-Catholics, especially Protestants, that the Eucharist, the process of transubstantiation, comes from God. And it is God's way of commemorating Christ's death and resurrection. Number 2, the Eucharist is the greatest treasure, not Jesus.
The Eucharist is the treasure of the Church, the treasure of treasures. Ever since the very first day of her existence, and then throughout the centuries, the Church has celebrated Mass, Sunday after Sunday, to remember what the Lord has done for her.
Did you catch it, dear friends? You have the word Sunday and remember in one phrase, saying this is what the Lord has done, remembering Sunday. But this is just scratching the surface of this blasphemy. Leo attacks becomes very clear, exalting the Eucharist as the treasure, not Jesus Christ. Did you know, dear friends, that the Eucharist makes the priests, the Pope, the bishops, the creator of the Creator? I will prove it to you shortly. Number 3, the Eucharist is the source of the salvation of the world. The celebration of Mass saves us today. It saves the world. It is the most important event in the life of the Christian and in the life of the Church, because it is the encounter in which God gives Himself to us for love again and again. The Eucharist will save you. Notice the sunburst surrounding the Eucharist, representing sun worship. The Eucharist will save you. It is not Jesus Christ. This is the power of the papacy. The papacy will not change. It is the Protestants that have bowed down to the Antichrist. When Pope Leo XIV declared that celebrating Mass Sunday after Sunday is what saves the world, his words were calculated, meant to apply not only to Catholics, but to people of all faiths. This is what the book of Revelation foretells about Babylon, the harlot woman, and the beast, symbols that points to the papacy. Revelation 17 says that the great harlot sits on many waters, which represent peoples and multitudes, nations and tongues. Revelation 17:15, she commits fornication with the kings of the earth. Nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which shows that Rome's doctrines have had global reach and influence. And who is the number one promoter of the papacy right now? Protestants. Did you know, dear friends, that the Eucharist makes the priests and the Pope, the bishops, according to them, the creator of God? What is the Eucharist and the real meaning of transubstantiation? And you will notice the sunburst is present in the host. But why? When the priest pronounces the words of consecration, hocus corpus meum, Roman Catholic theology teaches that when these words are pronounced, the earthly priest has the power to transubstantiate the wafer into the real body of Jesus. In other words, the earthly priest has the power to create the Creator. The Antichrist will be worshipped, and those who will abandon the Bible and the Ten Commandments of God will join him and receive the mark of the beast. Hebrews 9 verse 25 to 28. Just as people are destined to die once and after that to face judgment, so Christ was sacrificed once to take away the sins of many, and he will appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation to those who are waiting for him. The teaching of the once-for-all death of Jesus is counterfeited in the Roman Catholic sacrifice of the Mass in the Eucharist. In the Mass, the once-for-all sacrifice of Jesus is repeated over and over and over again. They create God every Mass over and over again. Wow. It is a tragedy that Protestants are no longer protesting the ambitions and claims of the modern day papacy. The very movement that once stood firmly upon the Bible has now grown silent, and worse, had begun to embrace the very institution it once identified as Antichrist. Martin Luther says the Antichrist is the papacy. Philip Melanchthon says the Antichrist as the papacy. John Knox and many Protestant reformers says that the papacy is the man of sin and the Antichrist, and that Jesus' sacrifice is sufficient for all of our needs and for salvation. Kindly type in the comment section, my loyalty is in God. Thank you, dear friends. Kindly like and share, and continue to preach truth found in Bible prophecy.